The greatest victories are won before the battle begins. Strategy isn't about violence. It is the architecture of positioning and awareness. Sun Tzu's 5th-century treatise provides a blueprint for avoiding combat altogether. He frames the commander as an architect of the environment, not a direct combatant. To Sun Tzu, excellence is not winning battles. It is breaking an enemy's resistance without ever invading them physically. When strategy is correctly executed, physical weapons become an obsolete necessity. Leverage moves away from the edge of the blade and into the commander's mind. In our fast-paced modern life, we often live in a continuous loop of frantic, disjointed reactions to external noise. We rush into decisions without foresight, let sudden anger dictate our responses, and confuse exhaustion with actual effectiveness. Whether it's a tense negotiation or an argument with a partner, we treat these stressors as wars of attrition. We assume whoever pushes hardest will eventually prevail. Modern society often praises this reactive aggression as hustle, but ancient strategists identified this behavior as the precursor to exhaustion and inevitable defeat. Sun Tzu established a clear divide to navigate this chaos. He wrote that securing ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, while the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. This strategy requires isolating our own vulnerabilities from the chaotic actions of opponents or markets. This military logic shares a foundation with Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius, for example, argued that external events are outside our power, famously noting that they cannot touch the soul. This leads to a specific active principle, the removal of personal bias, resentment, and ego from the decision-making process. Because you cannot control the market or the choices of your rivals, your only reliable defense is internal self-mastery. Once the internal state is secure, a leader must maintain what Sun Tzu calls formlessness. Rigid planning is a liability. It breaks as soon as the environment shifts away from your initial predictions. The goal is to emulate water, maintaining a relentless forward purpose while altering tactical methods to accommodate the terrain. Rigid structures shatter under pressure. A formless strategy absorbs external shocks, turning the opponent's obstacles into the very channels that guide your momentum. In modern business, this means securing your own vulnerabilities and avoiding direct competition, rather than fighting exhausting price wars. Instead of attacking an opponent's strengths, the clever combatant dominates undefended niches. The blue node expands, while the red nodes continue to fracture each other. In interpersonal conflict, this translates to strict emotional regulation and the use of tactical empathy. When provoked, a strategist observes the emotional noise with discipline. They step out of the line of fire, refusing to match force with force. Stepping out of the line of fire yields greater long-term success than absorbing hits to demonstrate your strength. Transitioning from chaotic reaction to calculated strategy requires prioritizing the internal response over the external threat. This is the mindset of the clever fighter, someone whose victories appear to happen without effort. This ease is the result of superior positioning. The clever fighter only enters battles that have already been mathematically won through preparation. True power is rendering external chaos irrelevant by securing your own mind and your structural position first. We often assume that leadership requires being the loudest or most aggressive presence in the room. But true strength involves building a personal architecture so secure that external defeat becomes a structural impossibility. The most powerful move is the one that avoids the fight entirely.